Today on Golf Destination, we visit the Northeast's one and only PGA Tour signature event, the Travelers Championship at TPC River Highlands in Cromwell, Connecticut. We'll learn everything you need to know about one of the tour's longest running events and most popular stops. Plus, we'll hear from defending champion Scottie Scheffler. All of that and more next. Hello and welcome to Golf Destination. I'm Meredith Gorman, and today we are previewing the Travelers Championship at TPC River Highlands in Cromwell, Connecticut. The tournament was founded in 1952, and today it ranks as one of the most popular events both for the players, their families, the caddies, and with the fans. It's usually the second most attended event on tour. It's a PGA Tour signature event, so the field will be stacked. Andy Bissett from the Travelers tells us about the Travelers Championship.
This tournament goes way back to 1952, but what's happened since 2007 when the Travelers took over as a title sponsor has been just unbelievable. We've given over $31 million to charity. We've had some of the best players in the game of golf perform here and compete here. And this year will be no different. We've already got the top 10 in the world committed, and we'll easily have 50 of the top 70 in the world. Our field is only 72 because it's a signature event. And we're just really excited to have such a great sporting event here in New England to be a part of the PGA Tour. You know, what's interesting is it's grown into a New England event. We are the only PGA Tour stop in New England last year and this year. And we're so proud. I mean, you look at all the great sports teams in New England, and to be a part of that and be a part of bringing together like the top 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 golfers in the world is just spectacular. And you know, you can watch Super Bowls, you can watch World Series, and you get two great teams. But you don't get all the best baseball players, the best football players, the best hockey players, the best basketball players in those competitions. Here, you get all of the best. I mean, this year, we've already announced the top 10 in the world will be here competing. That's unbelievable. So the fans can drive a couple of hours almost from anywhere in New England and be a part of what we're doing here. And all net proceeds go to charity, which is really a cool part of what we do. If we have one goal, it is to continue to build the year-round impact of this event on our communities. And I mean communities, plural, because we can do good. We do good to organizations in Massachusetts. We do good for organizations in Rhode Island and throughout the entire region. It's not just Connecticut, but we do a lot for Connecticut as well. But it's really important. The charity element of this and the community piece of this extends well beyond the boundaries of the golf course here in Cromwell, Connecticut. The pride within the place we call Travelers is just phenomenal. And it goes around volunteerism. You know, we have probably about 4,000 volunteers here a year, and about 2,000 of them are Travelers employees. That's how much we embrace this. We at Travelers, we don't just become a sponsor of something. We become a sponsor of something, and we are into it with all of our power and efforts and work. And so to have that many volunteers so proud to come out here every year to be a part of this, to give back, and to be a part of the community is phenomenal for our employees. Our employees just feel so special about our place. You know, we started from the beginning and talked about the fact that if we wanted the best players in the world, we had to treat them like they're the best players in the world. And these players travel every week throughout the year. I mean, that's a hard life to live. And so we said, you know what, if we can do something special for the wives, for the kids, for the caddies, and for the players, we're going to do it. And so every year, and our motto is we never accept the status quo. Never accept the status quo. Always get better, get better, get better. And that's, I think, why they keep coming back. But the golf course is critically important too. I mean, if we did all that stuff and we didn't have a really nice competitive golf course, and the PGA Tour works to make TPC River Highlands more competitive each year. So it's very, very competitive, and the players like that. but they like coming here from the US Open because US Open is always a week before. They like coming back. You know, the rough doesn't have to be 18 feet long. The rough that it being 3 or 4 inches or 5 inches, whatever it is much better. And so there are elements that make this very enjoyable and competitive for the players that they love as well. So it's all that stuff that makes us who we are.
Thanks, Andy. And if you aren't already excited for the Travelers Championship at TPC River Highlands, this video should hype you up. Don't miss out on all of the action as the world's best visit the Travelers Championship at the Northeast's one and only PGA Tour signature event, June 18th to June 22nd at TPC River Highlands. For tickets and information, visit travelerschampionship.com. There's only one. Still ahead, we'll meet the tournament director of the Travelers Championship, and we later hear from defending champion Scottie Scheffler when Golf Destination, presented by Gosling of Bermuda, continues.
This segment of Golf Destination is brought to you by the Travelers Championship.
Welcome back to Golf Destination as we preview the upcoming Travelers Championship at TPC River Highlands. The Travelers Championship is the Northeast's one and only signature event on the PGA Tour. Nathan Grube is the tournament director of the Travelers Championship and oversees the whole operation. We spoke to him about Tournament Week.
The entire week of the tournament is really a culmination of 51 weeks of work, I would say. I mean, the people that are here have been looking forward to it, the fans have been looking forward to it, the corporate sponsors, but it's a relationship with a fan, right? They're going to invest with you. They better see that you're investing in them. And so the fan experience from the time that they arrive on property to the entire day that they're here, from the free venues that we put on property for them, I would put our general admission ticket experience against anything in the country when it comes to a fan experience on property. From the kids in free, 15 and under, to being able to have private venues that you can go into as a fan. We want our fans to feel like VIPs. So really the week is a culmination of when people get on property, I think they feel like, wow, they've been thinking about us all year. And that's what we want. We want them to feel like we've anticipated their needs. We want them to walk out of here going, oh my gosh, like I feel like they thought about this. They didn't take it for granted, like, hey, let's just put on an event and then we're gonna buy a ticket. So we feel like we have a relationship with our fans and sponsors that when they walk off the property or on the property, they think, oh, Travelers has really thought about everything from our perspective. I think, being the only signature tour event in New England is something that we take very, very seriously. Again, we feel like we have a responsibility to golf fans in this region to produce the best product that we possibly can. And the team at Travelers, and Andy Bissett leads that team, and they have the same vision. I mean, they're like, how do we make this the best event in the region? And when you look at not just being a PGA Tour event in New England, but when you look at the charities that we impact in New England, and there are hundreds of charities that are impacted from the Travelers Championship, and they're in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, Rhode Island. Like, the charitable impact from the event is broad. When you look at volunteers, where the volunteers come from, guess what? They're coming from all the same states around New England. And then you look at the fans and where they're coming from, and all over New England, and the corporate sponsors. So when you look at the ecosystem of all of New England, how it benefits, the charities that benefit, the volunteers that come in, the ticket buyers, it is a regional event, but it's also a regional benefit. It's not just, hey, I'm gonna go there and watch PGA Tour golf. It's like, hey, this charity that I care about is actually gonna benefit from this tournament up here. So when you kind of unpack the whole story of what a tour event means in New England from all those different areas, it's you're pretty proud of it from one sense. You see the impact throughout New England, but you're also super excited that people are going to be coming from everywhere to see what this event's going to be. When the event started, I mean, the field that was a question people had, right? Like, how are you guys going to build a field the week after the U.S. Open? And I would say that over the years, the players just understand what it means to come here. The golf course is incredibly competitive, and to be sitting here where we are now as a signature event on the PGA Tour, top 10 guys in the world are all committed. You're going to have the top 72 players here on the PGA Tour. Like, the fan feedback, they're still beside themselves. I mean, they're like, man, we have a signature event in our market, and here. And so the fan and ticket sales and the support that we get from our corporate partners is amazing. But when you look at, like, who has won here, right? Scottie Scheffler, you have the #1 ranked player in the world winning your event, coming back to defend. Go backwards from that. You have the United States, gold medal winner in golf, winning your event, and Xander, and you get the Ryder Cup captain, and Keegan is here, and then, like, you go down the line of the players that have won here and how they talk about the tournament, how they talk about the golf course, how I remember Keegan saying, I've always wanted to win that event. I always wanted to win that event. And so when you assemble the best players in the world here, you're going to get some amazing things to happen, and you're going to get an amazing champion, and we've been very fortunate over the years to have that happen. I will say what I have heard the players and their families tell us the best aspect of the course is, and I really think kind of the closing finish, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And for those who haven't been here before, it kind of it goes around a lake, and it kind of all finishes within one earshot of each other. 15's a drivable par 4, 16's a tough par 3, 17's over water, 18 is surrounded by 30,000 people. Like, it's one of the more dramatic scenes in golf, and the players will talk about it. I think it was Stuart Singh that said it. He goes, there's the 4 of the best finishing holes in golf. I remember Charlie Hoffman saying you should host a President's Cup there, because, like, it is just such solid golf and such solid drama. And then the families will say, oh my gosh, I can stand in one spot. I remember one of the players' wives told me this. I can stand in one spot and literally see the tournament unfold right before me. I mean, you've seen the tournament won and lost in those last 4 holes on Sunday afternoon, and by many players, and so it's, I think, in my opinion, what I've heard the players say, their wives say, the fans and the broadcast partners, that really, I think that makes it pretty unique. I would put our admission programs and access to this incredible experience up against any event in the country when it comes to who we can get out here, the cost of what it is, the investment. We're really proud of the fact that we have kind of, as we have grown and as we've been more successful, as we've given more to charity, we've kind of kept the core identity of who we are to make sure we're accessible to as many people as possible.
Thanks for joining us, Nathan, and good luck with the tournament week. The Travelers Championship is known for great finishes and powerhouse names on the PGA Tour. Here are some past winners of the event. In 2017, Jordan Spieth won the Travelers Championship, holing a dramatic bunker shot for birdie in a playoff against Daniel Berger. In 2021, Harris English outlasted Kramer Hickok in an epic 8-hole sudden death playoff, tying for the second longest in PGA Tour history. In 2022, Xander Schauffele claimed victory with a clutch birdie on the final hole, overcoming a late deficit to finish at 19 under. In 2023, Keegan Bradley dominated, setting a tournament record at 23 under, winning by 3 strokes over Zach Blair and Brian Harman. These memorable moments is what makes the Travelers Championship one of the most exciting stops on tour. Don't miss out on all of the action as the world's best visit the Travelers Championship at the Northeast's one and only PGA Tour signature event, June 18th to June 22nd at TPC River Highlands. For tickets and information, visit travelerschampionship.com. There's only one. Next, the world's #1 golfer, Scottie Scheffler, talks about winning the 2024 Travelers Championship when Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda, continues.
Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings, the official rum of leisure.
Welcome back to Golf Destination. I'm Meredith Corman. The Travelers Championship defending champion Scottie Scheffler continues to shatter records, and he spoke at this year's Travelers Championship Media Day.
When I think about the Travelers tournament in general, I think of how fun it is, how fun the week is for me and for my family. It's a week in which the players and our families and our caddies get treated as good as we do all year. If you ask any caddy on tour what's his favorite event, it's probably going to be the Travelers Championship. I just think the tournament as a whole does such a good job making the week so easy and fun for us and our whole family. And we always get a great crowd, and it's always a fun event to play. I mean, the city and the town of Cromwell really kind of rallies around the tournament, and it's really fun for us to get to play in front of such great crowds. And when I think about last year's tournament, I think about, I had a really good week playing. I hit the shots when I needed to. I think on Saturday last year, I was starting to kind of fall out of the tournament. I wasn't having a great Saturday, and I think I birdied the last 3 or 4 holes to kind of get myself into the last group. And that was important to me at the time. And then I was able to play really good on Sunday and get myself into that playoff with Tom, who, like you said, he's one of my good buddies. We share a birthday, and it was fun getting to compete with him down the stretch. And it was definitely even more fun being able to get the win and not have him, have that over my head. Last year's tournament, we went from the Memorial Tournament to the U.S. Open to the Travelers Championship. And Memorial is one of the toughest tests of the year as well. It's almost like a mini U.S. Open. I think that tournament finished at like 8 or 9 under last year. Top 10 was probably 3 or 4 under. It's a really, really hard tournament. So we were coming off 2 challenging weeks between Memorial and the U.S. Open. So you're definitely a bit tired, a bit worn down by those 2 tests. And that's what I was talking about Travelers being such a fun event for us, because you get excited to go play, get excited to go spend some time with the family up there. And, you're always staying close to the course, and you're able to rent a house, and the food's great. And, we get to go eat pizza. And so it's a fun, relaxing week for us as players. And, that's why I think we get excited to go play and go make some birdies and have some fun. What we talk about on that golf course is, I think there's a stigma around it that you have to make a ton of birdies, but it's really about getting the most looks. There's certain holes where you have to play really conservative and play to the middle of the green and just try to get as many looks for birdie as possible. And so I wouldn't say we play the golf course very aggressively. I think we try to maximize the amount of looks we get. Limit our mistakes is arguably more important out there than going out and making a bunch of birdies. I think the finish is pretty cool. I think you have a hole starting on, the back 9 as a whole is great, but really starting on 15, you get the drivable par 4, and it's not a drivable par 4 in a sense of only a few guys can reach it with driver. Everybody can reach it. Sometimes it's a 3-wood. I've even hit 3-iron trying to get to that, get it pretty far downwind. And it's a great risk reward hole. Good little par 3 on 16, and then 17, 18 are good birdie holes if you're able to hit the fairway. And then if you miss the fairway, you're going to be struggling to make par. And so I like the risk reward, and I think the Travelers is a great golf course in a sense of you get very rewarded for your good shots. Then when you start hitting offline, you can be punished pretty severely. And I think the closing stretch really enhances that, and that's why you have such great finishes there every year. 18, the scene around 18 green every year is so special for us. I've always dreamt of being able to win that tournament. Like I remember watching Jordan hit that bunker shot when I was in college and trying to become a pro. And it's just one of those golf courses where there's really great opportunity for you to have a very special finish. And I think year after year, the Traveler seems to provide that. And it's a lot of fun for us to come and play.
You can view Golf Destination content from the past, as well as original programming, on our YouTube channel at Golf Destination. Coming up, Scottie Scheffler returns to talk about one of the more interesting risk-reward holes at the Travelers Championship and on tour, when Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda, continues.
This segment of Golf Destination is brought to you by the Travelers Championship.
Welcome back to Golf Destination. Scottie Scheffler rejoins us now to talk about his favorite hole at TPC River Highlands, the risk-reward par 4 15th.
I mean, I think it's a great hole, and I think it's a good example of not having to build golf courses really long to make the golf courses interesting. And number 15 out there is a great example of that. If you keep the areas small where you need to hit the ball, the way that green is shaped, you have basically 4 pin locations: front left, front right, back left. And they're very small areas, and you got to hit the ball really well to get in position. And if you get over aggressive and you pull it to the left, the ball's going to go in the water. But if you hit a good shot where you're looking, you're going to be rewarded for it. And there's plenty of challenges up around the green. If you get too conservative and you hit it too far out to the right, it's a very tough pitch to get on that green because it's elevated. And I think it's one of the best holes we play on tour just in terms of the risk reward.
Well, thanks for joining us as we preview the Travelers Championship, which will be played at TPC River Highlands from June 18th to the 22nd. Visit their website, travelerschampionship.com, for the latest on the committed field of players, tickets, and links to the Travelers Championship social media. If you want bonus content, plus all of Golf Destination's great content from over the years, visit golfdestination.tv. It's our online hub for our social media and broadcast schedule. Thanks for watching this episode of Golf Destination as we previewed the upcoming Travelers Championship. And of course, we hope to see you there.
Produced by the Atlantic Production Group.